G'day mates, Simon, VA7BIX. Well, it's a wet, rainy old day and I had a bit of time today and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try something crazy as I am crazy ham jazz. So I decided to make a 2 meter Moxon that I could just put straight onto the 705 and yeah, well, watch the video and let me know what you think and I'll answer your questions. Does it work? Well, we'll find out. Is it resonant? We'll find out. Is it an easy build? Well, it took less than 10 minutes to build, so it was pretty rough and ready, but it seems to look good. If anything, you know, I could probably hang something from it and look like, or put it on my head and look like some Martian. So anyway, guys, let's get on with the show and let's make a Moxon together. Woohoo! G'day mate, Simon, here we go. All right, I just want to mention big shout out to my buddy Steve, temporarily offline. He reckons he's got a desk like this, mate. The old IKEA special. She's a beauty. All right, guys, today we're going to smash out an antenna for 2 meters. And I have no idea how to build it. I've got some dimensions I've grabbed off the internet. And we're going to build a 2 meter Moxon. We're going to fasten it or connect it onto this. We're going to put that straight into the top of the 705. And somewhere around my messy house, I've got an old ICOM handheld, which has also got a BNC connector. So the plan is I can put that straight in and with the Moxon coming out of this and be able to transmit. So let's get on with the build and see if we can get it resonant. So we're going to be flying, as we usually are at Ham Jazz World, we're going to be flying by the seat of our pants, guys. So we'll see if we can make this resonant and work. So what we're going to do, we're going to bend this heavy duty wire. So this is, I bought this 50 feet of low tensile wire from Home Depot and I actually did the costing of it. It was $50 50 feet of this galvanized wire is $9.87 and we need basically 6 feet of it to build a 2 meter Moxon and that comes out to be $1.18. And this little 1/2 inch dowel here, a 4-foot piece of dowel is $4.34 and I cut basically 2.5 inches per side, which is going to be obviously the insulators. So that works out to be 45 cents. So basically this antenna, if you've already got one of these, this antenna is going to cost you a whopping $1.63. And I think it should only take 5 or 10 minutes to build. So let's give it a go, see where it's resonant. And most importantly, the challenge is going to be whether I can make it into the Vancouver Mount Seymour repeater, which is 68.8 miles away as the crow flies. So that's roughly 109 or 110 kilometers. The other reason I want to get this as well, guys, I want to get this rocking is recently I've just acquired with my buddy Wes. G'day Wes, Mr. Mudd. Go and check out Mr. Mudd's radio time. I've got my All-Star node and my All-Star node number is 60457. But it's inoperable at the moment because I'm just waiting for a couple of parts for my Pi and I've still got to configure it. So that'll be next week. But anyway, the plan is when I go down to the park, I want to be able to take the 705 or my handheld and be able to open up the node on this and be able to contact it from my 705. So ambitious, but you never know, right? It's all good fun. All right, let's get on with the build, guys. So we're going to work in reverse with this, guys. So we're going to start on this portion of the antenna, and we need 5.45 inches on this side to the bend. So I'm going to do 6 and then we're going to bend it. Then I need 29.2 and we'll make this exact, but we'll make these a little longer because then hopefully we can adjust it if the SWR is way off. So sorry Wes, sorry Mr. Mudd about the wire not being straight. We were laughing about that today, weren't we, buddy? All right, so first thing we need to do is measure out 6 inches. All right, we're going to put a bend right there. There we are, so far so good. And then that's going to go into here. We have to drill that out and then we can adjust that. All right, so there we go. There's one corner done. Now we need to measure out 29.92 inches. 29. This is how exact we are, guys. We're not at all. All right, so we're going to put a bend right there. 6 inches from there. Okay. This will be really cool if it works. It'll be great for soda. Wow. All right, there we go. So we'll cut that. All right, so there we go. So there's one corner. There's the length of the Moxon, and then there's the other corner. I'm going to build the other side, and then I'll drill out the dowel and then put it together and see how we go. All right, so on this side, we only need 3.65 inches or 103.7 millimeters. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. I'm going to put a bend at 4 inches just to give it a bit more. If I get an SWR of under 3:1, I think it's still going to outperform any sort of little crappy whip. So more than anything, it's just a bit of an experimentation because I'm curious to see how well it goes against the beam. So we'll see how we go. All right, so what do we say? 4 inches. All right, let's come along here, 4 inches. I'm sorry, my Aussie mates, that's 10 millimeters, isn't it? There we are, there's the 10. I meant to say 10 millimeters. All right, so we're gonna put a bend right there. All right, now we've got to do the long leg, which is the same as the other side, which is 29.2. Yep, that's exactly right. Beautiful. And now what do we say? We're going to do 4 inches. We've done 4 on the other side. So we're quickly going to measure 4 inches along here, put a Sharpie mark and cut. So this shorter leg, we need to halve this because this has to be, we'll do that in a minute. I'm going to keep it in its pieces for now, the long pieces. And let's drill out the dowel. Okay, we're done with drilling. Let's have a look, refer to our diagram here. All right, so the feed point goes on the smaller end. So what I need to do is find the exact middle of this and cut it in half. There we go. And that's going to go, you know what? I could even put it in there. That might actually be better. Yep, there we go. I'm going to do that. So we need to put the dowel in here. And I present to you the sweet, low-down, crude, rude, obnoxious build of the Moxon Antenna. Woohoo! Alrighty, well, let's have a look at the SWR on this. I have to hold it up this way. I don't even know what the polarity, the polarization is. I know that the feed point is basically the radiating direction, so it's kind of going into the radio. But it would be kind of cool to have on a little handheld if you're up in the woods doing soda. So the SWR is sort of hovering around. I've got it about, it varies. So it's sort of, I'm around a building, but right there it's at 1.5. So 1.5 was an easy build. And let's see if we can get into the repeater up here, the local repeater, which is 184.146.840. And here we go. So there we go. Wow. It's clear. SWR 1.3. This is VA7BIX requesting a radio check, please.
Simon, VA7BIX is VA7BAW, Brent. You sound loud and clear.
Thanks, Brent. Well, I'm just shooting a little video here, mate. I've just made a quick Moxon antenna that I've been able to fasten onto the 705, and it actually works, QSL.
Yeah, it works very well. Loud and clear, like I said, so that's,
Woo!
sounds like you have success.
Alrighty mates, I haven't put the video out yet and I slept on this because there are a couple of modifications I had to do. So it's working great, and you'll see that the SWR it fluctuates a lot because the RF is radiating out towards the radio. And just when I move the microphone around here, you can see it really drops down. I can get it sort of down to, you know, anything sort of between 1.6 and about 1.2. There we are, look at that. So now it's about 1.2. But anyway, what I wanted to point out, guys, a couple of things. This is weight bearing, right? So there's a lot of weight on this BNC connector. So you just want to be aware of that. So you might even want to look at a way to strap it to the top of the radio, or even, I was even thinking about putting a wine cork as a shim under there just to prop it up. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, because I went through this little hole here, I had a couple of issues with conductivity because of the plastic. So I thought I'd just wrap some copper wire from below that little lug there into there. So that's just extra conductivity. But what I would suggest, guys, is get a gauge of wire that will fit into the hole that's under this cap. And I'm thinking that a coat hanger would be absolutely perfect. And you only need two lengths of 29.2 inches, and a coat hanger typically is about 40 inches. So two coat hangers, you could do it. Just see if you can slot it into that cap, and if you can, then bingo. And it's going to be less weight. Now the other thing too, if you're doing horizontal polarization or polarity, like you saw I did that QSO yesterday with VA7 BAW, Brent, by nature, this antenna, this thing will flip to horizontal just because of the weight. So I was racking my brain. I thought, you know what? I've got to find a way to make it so that the Moxon always is upright, because up and down like this, because it's vertical polarization. And I came up with this idea, guys. I've got these ferrite beads and the clip-on ferrites, and I just used two of them to put on the piece of dowel, just as a little bit of weight. And another thing you could use, anything that's not conductive, another thing you could use, guys, is, for example, if you're a fisherman, remember you know those coils of lead that you get that are hollow? You would cut a section of that off and then put your fishing line through and crimp it. So you could actually just wrap 2 or 3 times around the actual piece of dowel a little bit of lead, just to weight it down, because then it sits by nature perfectly vertically, and it looks rough as can be. And I did go outside and I tried to hear the Vancouver repeater, and let's go out there and see if we can hear it. All right, guys, here we go. All right, there we go, guys. That is 68.8 miles away. The Vancouver repeater on the top of Mount Seymour. Look at that. And look how directional it is. Yeah, look at that, guys. So that's an S5. Check.
So I am so happy to say you got yours today. And
here we go. Let's see if I can get a radio check. So look how directional that is, guys. So that's an S5. Drops down an S3.
Charlie, Oscar, Romeo, Ron. I'd like to present to you the 50th today.
Woohoo!
I
I like this antenna. This is a beauty, guys. A 2 meter Moxon, 10 minutes to build. Just put your weight on the bottom, and this is going to be awesome to take out to the... So the guys have got a net, so I don't know if I can jump in.
Good morning, Brad. Good morning, Michelle.
So that is 109 kilometers away, guys. That's 68.9 or 68.8 miles. And it's an S5. And with the Ryagi, it was receiving at about an S6, S7. So this is pretty awesome.
It will not work. I love my
Definitely better than a vertical, but probably not as good as a directional Yagi. But it seems to be a bit more omni.
I like to bestow upon you the September Friday for successfully checking in every day this week. Oh, I think that was a break in there. It was very, very light.
Ooh.
Can you move a bit and try again?
Roger, Brad. Yeah, this is Simon, VA7 BIX. Just shooting a quick video on a Moxon antenna here, mate. I can't stick around. I just wanted to see if I'm getting into the repeater, buddy. Over.
voice anywhere, but you are horribly garbled. Not your fault. I think propagation is biting you. But Victor Alpha 7, Bravo, India X.
Woo, I made it.
Morning, my friend.
VA7BWX. G'day, Brad, Simon. This is VA7BIX. Yeah, buddy, I just made a homemade Moxon that I've got a Moxon 2-meter antenna I'm trying out. And I just wanted to see if I'm getting into the repeater, mate. And I really appreciate you taking my call, buddy. Woo!
So because you are so far away with a handheld, it is working well. But you are just readable. I'm not being mean to you, but you are just readable.
Roger, mate. Roger, mate. At least I can get into the repeater. So I appreciate, Brad. You're a legend, buddy. Have a great day, my friend. And 7-3. And hello to everybody. Thanks, mate. Woo! So, guys, we can get just into the Vancouver repeater. So not as good as the Yagi, but way better than a vertical. All right, guys. So thanks for watching. This has been a great video. I want to get this up. This is a lot of fun. Very, very easy to make. I'd recommend using, see how it tends to want to twist over, right? So if you had a coat hanger that would go into the little hole there under the cap, it would be lighter. Just at the bottom here, just get yourself something here that's got a bit of weight just to keep it upright for your vertical polarization. And when you want to do horizontal, you could easily just take that off and it'll just flip over. But I love this little antenna. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. And it's been a blast. And you guys are awesome. Have a fantastic day. This is Simon, VA7BIX. I've got a couple of crazy antenna ideas coming up in the next week or two, guys. So I'll be building. Don't worry about that. So, guys, if you like my channel, you're awesome. Thank you so much. And please hit like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the airwaves. Over and out. Thank you so much. Woohoo!